My dear friends, I am Dr. Omkar Prasad Vaidya. Today I will be discussing about the treatment or management of constrictive pericarditis. Now, constrictive pericarditis is simply means the thickened or fibrotic pericardium. Here, the pericardium undergoes scarring or fibrosis or thickening, and because of that, there is a defect in diastolic expansion of the heart. The pericardium, in spite of helping the heart in diastole, it constricts the heart, and that's why heart cannot do diastolic expansion at the time of diastole, and that's why we call it constrictive pericarditis, as it constricts the expansion of the heart or it constricts the heart. So this constrictive pericarditis may be because of various risk factor and causes, and most common cause is because of chronic pericarditis. If the pericarditis is not treated or with proper intervention or therapeutic intervention, or if the chronic pericarditis persists for a long time, it may lead to constrictive pericarditis. There are various causes like idiopathic, tuberculosis, it may be viral also, even after surgery also. So constrictive pericarditis may be because of various causes, and one of them is chronic pericarditis. Now it is very difficult to diagnose, and there may be confusion with restrictive cardiomyopathy, and even sometimes confused with cardiac tamponade. But in cardiac tamponade there is severe accumulation of fluid, so most common differential diagnosis is restrictive cardiomyopathy. Now this constrictive cardiomyopathy, actually it causes defect in heart. How it affects it? Because of chronic pericarditis there is fibrosis or thickening of the pericardium, and that's why it cannot undergo diastolic expansion. Heart cannot do diastolic expansion. There is a defect in ventricular filling and poor accumulation of blood in the ventricle at the end of diastole. It will decrease the endosteric volume, and ultimately it will lead to the fall in cardiac output. And if it persists for a long time, it may lead to heart failure, especially diastolic heart failure. Now today we will be discussing about the various treatment modality of constrictive pericarditis. Now constrictive pericarditis may lead to heart failure because it leads to fall in cardiac output, and because of the fall in cardiac output, renal blood flow is compromised, which will stimulate renin angiotensin system, and because of that there is more accumulation of fluid in the various dependable parts of the body, leading to leg swelling. So to relieve their sign symptom, diuretics is advised, because diuretics is going to excrete the extra amount of water from the body, and it is also responsible for lowering the amount of water accumulated. So diuretics can be used to remove the excessive fluids that is accumulated in the body, and also relieve the sign symptom of heart failure. So number one treatment or first line of therapy for constrictive pericarditis is diuretics, also known as water pills like furosemide. Then Ditor can be used. So these are the various group of drugs that can be used to treat constrictive pericarditis as its first line or first choice of drug. Next is, if the constrictive pericarditis is associated with some inflammation or chest pain, we can treat with pain relieving or analgesics like NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen or aspirin. We have to take pain medications, or we have to treat the patient with pain medication like ibuprofen or NSAID, so as to relieve the pain as well as to prevent the inflammation. Besides, we have to lower the sodium in our diet. So low sodium diet or sodium restriction in the diet is another important measure, because it will decrease the water retention, because there is already some complication like swelling of legs and various parts of the dependent parts of the body. That's why we have to restrict sodium in our diet. Besides, we can go for anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, and if the pain cannot be treated, or if there is persistent pericarditis which cannot be relieved with NSAIDs and ibuprofen, we can go for colchicine as well as steroids. So both colchicine and steroids can play important role in prevention of recurrent pericarditis as well as chronic pericarditis and prevent the progression to constrictive pericarditis. So both steroids and colchicine can help in prevention of constrictive pericarditis. Now comes the definitive treatment. If the constrictive pericarditis or thickened pericardium is very much severe or too severe, then we have to go for pericardial stripping. In stripping, what we do? In stripping, we are going to remove the thickened or fibrosed pericardium that surrounds the heart, so that the heart can undergo now diastolic expansion, and ultimately we will relieve the sign symptoms of diastolic heart failure or prevent the complication of diastolic heart failure. So we call it pericardial stripping or peeling of the or removal of the pericardium from the surrounding heart. We call it pericardial stripping. Sometimes pericardiectomy is also done for those patients who is suffering from constrictive pericarditis because of radiation induced. So even radiation induced pericarditis or constrictive pericarditis may be there, and that for those patients we always go for pericardiectomy. But one of the important complication of pericardiectomy is that it may lead to heart failure in future. But still, most of the patients, pericardial stripping is done, that is to peeling of the pericardium from the surface of the heart so as to prevent the complication of heart failure or to prevent the incidence of diastolic heart failure. Beside, for radiation induced pericarditis, constrictive pericarditis, we can go for pericardiectomy, but there's increased risk of suffering from or complication to heart failure. So these are the various treatment modality for constrictive pericarditis. But another important complication of constrictive pericarditis is that it can lead to heart failure. So we have to restrict the sodium diet, we have to prevent the diastolic heart failure, and various diuretics we can use so as to prevent the sign symptoms of heart failure, as well as to we have to prevent the diastolic failure of heart. Thank you very much.